Ricketts is at the high point. Jones, Rolatario has a lane. Nicholas Rolatario, the shot. Scores! Holy jumping! The Italian stallion puts the puck in the back of the net. Mamma mia, Nicholas Rolatario! Up the ice, short-handed, 2-on-1. Kirsten has Nixon. Scores! Holy jumping! It's a short-handed goal, and the Oakville Blades are running away with this one. Josh Nixon. McDermott to Israels to McDermott. McDermott down low, centering. Scores! Mamma mia! What a goal! Kyle Potts puts the puck in the back of the net in back-to-back nights. Tic-tac-toe. And the Blades passing comes to perfection. Block that shot. And coming the other way is Alton McDermott. He's on the breakaway. Scores! Holy jumping! His grandfather, Paul Henderson, must be ecstatic about that one because Alton McDermott just scored his first career Buckland Cup final playoff goal.
You're watching Mamma Mia! This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore.
Welcome back, everybody, to episode number 6 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk, and joining me now, 2 former Oakville Blades, the captain of last season, Jack Ricketts, and the assistant captain, Harrison Israels. Boys, welcome to the show.
Thanks. Thanks for having us.
No problem. I thought, you know what? Who's the first players we need to have on? And it's got to be the Jack in the Box, and then the leading scorer in the OJ, Harrison Israel. So awesome, guys, having you. Let's get into it right away. Both of you guys, obviously, Ricks, you've been with the team for 4 seasons, and Izzy, you've been with the team for 2 seasons. Israels, let's start with you. Why'd you choose Oakville 2 years ago after coming from Powassan?
I'm from Mississauga, so obviously the city just bordering it. And honestly, after a year up there, you kind of want to get back into civilization. So I decided I had a couple options I was thinking about, but I knew Tino from before because he actually cut me the year before. Not a big deal. But you can talk to Jonesy about that one. But yeah, he we talked over the phone and we ended up meeting in person. And we said, I think it'd be a good fit. I knew the guys coming in too was going to be a solid team. And they obviously have a pretty good history about moving guys to the next level. So, I didn't think it was going to be a bad decision. I was comfortable with the coaching staff, and I knew Piker too from playing with him before. So he was kind of, helping me ease into kind of saying yes to Oakville. So, it was like pretty much a month and a half after the season, ended up asking for a trade, and it worked out quite nicely.
134 points in 106 OJHL games, not including the 8 points from the Nationals and the Dudley as well. First All-Star team, most assists with 57, most points with 86, MVP of the OJHL, OHA Junior A Player of the Year. Ricketts, can Izzy get any more accolades this past year or what?
No, not possible.
How humble are you? How honored are you to get all of these accolades? I know both of you are team guys. We say it all the time, especially this past 2 seasons. But how humble are you to get all these as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously kind of a good way to cap off the junior career, but there's a lot of reasons why, those awards happen. And it's especially with Rick's, playing on my line this year. I don't think I would have been able to do that without it. There's a couple good backdoor tap-ins that I got that definitely helped my point total. But obviously it's feels good for sure. But there's still a few steps left to go before I can kind of reach my ultimate goal. But it's definitely honoring getting those. There's a lot of good players in the league. And a lot of good guys that were up for running for those awards. And obviously I tied with Bowlers there, who Ricks and I kind of made buddies with throughout the year. So he's obviously a really skilled player. But it's definitely honoring and humbling. Work's not done, that's for sure.
Ricks, you got all-time 208 games played. I believe that's in the regular season, 166 points and then you have the franchise overall most games played with the Oakville Blades over 4 seasons, 259 games with 205 points. That's pretty damn good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all right.
With all those games, and now obviously you have the most games played in franchise history from an Oakville boy. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty cool. Grew up in Oakville, watching the Blades growing up. So it's something that I always aspired to play for them. And then it ended up working out, and down the road started playing for them. And I think everything just sort of came together, and I was in a really good spot. I had, good people around me, good coaching staff, everyone to help me sort of, navigate junior hockey. And it was fun to be able to play 4 years there and, play all, the most games as a Blade. So it's definitely something cool and special.
Obviously, you see the shirt that I'm wearing right here, what you boys did 2 seasons ago. We'll start with you, Ricks. What did winning in Oakville mean to you?
Oh, it was amazing. By far the best year of hockey I've ever had, the most fun I've ever had. But especially doing it in Oakville, my hometown, it was pretty cool to do. And yeah, just that overall experience of playing, at the Dudley and at the NJAC was pretty cool.
Izzy, for you?
Yeah. I mean, you can talk to a lot of people in their hockey career, and not a lot of them say they can, win a championship and then even get to the national championship at any sport. So, yeah, it was awesome. And, throughout that playoff run, you get all your friends coming to the games, and those crowds just get bigger and bigger. So, yeah, it was an experience of a lifetime for sure.
Ricks, I know you're from Oakville, and the Blades basically have always been good for a very, very long time. You see the banner behind me, 50 years. I think we're hitting – it's going to be year 53 or 54, right? And obviously you guys are going to be moving on to your scholarships in NCAA. But for you, other than being in Oakville and the team was good, was there anything else that said, okay, I'm going to stay in Oakville my 4 junior A years? Why so loyal?
I mean, for me, it was sort of easy decision, to stay. I think, we had a great group of guys all 4 years, and the guys that I sort of played behind in my first year showed that it was somewhere that you can go from playing here and jump to the next level and fit in. So in that, and then having, the coaching staff that we did, and even the new coaching staff that we had last year, it all, came together, and it made the decision easy when you're being led by people that you trust and, think are doing the right things, and ultimately helped me get to the next level and the team succeed.
Sometimes you can see a team not do so well after a coaching change. Even though Tino was still in the mix last year, and Benty was there, Jordan was still there as well. But obviously new ownership and new head coach and Jamie Storr, you can say, okay, maybe something's not going to work. But it did work. He brought his NHL experience. You boys still continue to shine, continue to get points. Furthermore, for both of you, and obviously, who knows what could happen. Let's talk about the transition first. Was it purely very simple from Tino to Jamie?
For me here?
Yeah, for me, either of you. Yeah, both of you.
Yeah, the transformation from the two of them, it was pretty easy, especially for, the older guys. Jamie was there to, help us, and maybe little, more little things on, the skill side, and, trying to be more offensive. And I think that's something that this season maybe was the thing that I wanted to focus on the most. And he let me do that and helped me a lot. And yeah, the transformation over was pretty easy, and Tino was there to help, and everything was smooth.
How about yourself, Izzy?
Yeah, I mean, obviously there's some questions coming into the year. You go on that run, and you never know with a coaching change how it's going to be, and we were probably turning over about half the team. But yeah, it was a pretty seamless transition. I mean, obviously the culture and the identity, like Rick and I tried to keep that, and Jack Lyons and a lot of the older guys on the team tried to keep it the same from the year before. Just working hard and practicing in games. But like Jamie and Tino, they're two different types of coaching styles. But I mean, over the past few years, they proved effective. And yeah, I really wish we could have had another run at it this year, but obviously that was cut short. But yeah, I think, people always they have their skepticism about, there's a new coach, the team's not going to be as good, all that stuff. But yeah, I think we proved that, that wasn't the case.
I mean, it could be a pretty simple answer to the next question, but do you truly believe that you boys could have done it all over again if it wasn't for the pandemic?
Yeah. So yeah, it was. I don't think. I mean, we obviously didn't finish first overall this year, but I mean, every single game we were in it, we still had an unbelievable record. We were 1 win short of 40, which is impressive for any league, right? So I think if we had, we after that first round too, we were really picking up steam. So I think if we had 3 more rounds and we kept playing the way we were, I think we definitely would have had another shot at it.
It's also very impressive, isn't it, Ricks, with 14 rookies coming in, and then you boys still doing what you did. You also had Hatziano, you had Jack Lyons, you had a few veterans, Will Barber in the pipes as well, and then Jacob King coming in. You had some guys, McDermott and O'Hara, but how impressive was it to see all these rookies coming in their first junior years and taking that major step right away?
Yeah, it was awesome from those guys. I mean, we tried to do the best that we could as returning guys to, welcome them in, and obviously you want them to excel because ultimately helps the team excel. So they came in and they were great from the start, and I think that had a lot to do with our coaching staff as well. They were welcoming to everyone, and everyone had an opportunity and a chance to show what they could prove. And all of them stepped up big this year, and were a huge reason we could have done it again. I mean, we went through the first round, and most of the guys had never been in playoff series before at the junior level, and they stepped in, and we did really well in that first round. So I give a lot to those guys coming in. They did a good job.
I think we could talk about a lot of teammates that you've had over the 4 years and over your 2 years, Izzy. But we have to talk about one, most skilled guy on the Oakville Blades, Jack Lyons. So he would call himself. Is he not one of the greatest teammates that you may ever have? Just his overall attitude, aspect, seriousness, and just everything.
He tell you to say that?
No, he's not paying me. He's not paying me.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an unreal guy. I mean, Jack was, first year we had so many good D on that team that was kind of like our D core was just collectively shining. But last year he really took it upon himself to kind of turn this new role and really dominate the league as a defenseman. But that did not change his personality at all. He kept it light in the room, even when it was some down moments. He was, making jokes, but he's also really competitive. And I think some people might not see that right away, but you get that guy into practice, he doesn't want to get beat on a one-on-one. He's not going to want to get beat in a corner. And in the room too, he made some speeches this year that definitely got the boys fired up. And yeah, he's a comedian, but honestly an unreal teammate, great guy. And yeah, I think Canisius is definitely getting a good one for the next 4 years. You
both, let's get a little sentimental here, but don't shed a tear unless you must. Obviously what you boys did last year, and obviously ended your junior careers the way it ended with COVID-19. What are you going to miss the most about being an Oakville Blade? We'll start with Jack.
What will I miss the most? I mean, just coming to the rink every day. That's for the past 4 years, it's been, my everyday life. And, it's been pretty fun doing that. And just coming to the rink, seeing the guys, I had 4 different groups that I went with, and each time it was, you're looking forward to coming to the rink. And, also I got to live at home and play in my hometown. So that was something, fun. I wasn't, going living somewhere else, but yeah, just the guys, coach staff, playing in that arena, and that's it.
Izzy?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things, but yeah, I think the biggest thing is just being able to go, 16 mile every day, get a practice, and hang out in the dressing room and make fun of Krager, and yeah, just be around a winning culture, and just everyone in that organization from top to bottom is unreal. Just first class, very accommodating, and yeah, obviously Friday nights and Saturday nights at 16 mile, it's always something you look forward to. And being close to home, like for Ricketts and I, we have a ton of friends around, Oakville, Mississauga, so and Burlington. So it's always nice to have people come out and watch you on Fridays and Saturdays. And obviously going to college, that's not going to be kind of the same thing, especially, I mean, for me going to Alaska and Rick's going to Boston, it's going to be harder for people to get out and watch. So yeah, just missing the overall time being around the rink and playing in Oakville is just it's gonna be tough to let go, but I'm looking forward to the next step for sure.
And obviously fire, of course, right?
And yeah,
Fire on the goal call, yeah.
and I think I might miss ice more though. Just saying.
Oh man. Let's switch gears here to college. So Izzy, you're going to the obviously Alaska-Fairbanks. You're going to be joining teammate of 2 years ago, Garrett Pike. And then Jack Ricketts, you're going to the College of Holy Cross, obviously in Boston. Let's start with you, Izzy. Why did you choose Alaska?
I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but I think the biggest thing is the coaches when they started talking with me. Just what they were telling me was I was impressed about, and obviously Piker committed I think about a week or 2 weeks before me, so that was a huge thing because Gary and I are really close. But just what they were talking to me about the program, like what I could take up there academically, and I know it is far. Some people always kind of just talk about like, hey, are you fine with going to Alaska? But I kind of like the adventure, and I don't mind being in a small town. I was in North Bay for a year, and I loved it. Like made some really good connections and friends up there. So yeah, I went up there and visited in November, and got to see the rink, got to meet some guys. Like the arena is unbelievable. The dressing room there is like, I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of it, but it's really cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'll have to get used to some cold weather for sure and some long flights. But no, I'm just excited to get up there and start working.
And Rick's, for you, Holy Cross. Why that college? Why that decision?
I mean, it was pretty easy for me. I think just going through our playoff run last year, everyone, there was a lot of eyes on all of us. And, that helped big time, going that far and our team doing that well. And, they sort of came to us, and just the overall feel from the coaching staff and, the way they were so excited about my game and how I could fit in at the school and on the hockey team and all that. And then, just a plus is the school as well. Love the campus, everything about it was, felt like me. So yeah, I made my decision pretty easy, and I'm looking forward to getting there soon.
Well, we're going to miss you guys around the rink. That's for sure. That's for sure. But you know what? You have to move on. You have to move forward, right?
Yeah.
So and that's what you guys are planning to do. And obviously, from Izzy, you in Mississauga, born in Mississauga, there, and Rick's in Oakville. What can you say to these Oakville Rangers kids, to these Mississauga Senators kids that can play their up to junior and then eventually, like yourselves, get the scholarship at NCAA?
You want to go first, Rick?
Yeah. I mean, as a kid, especially when you're young, playing in Oakville, like I didn't play on AAA my whole life. I worked my way up from house league all the way to triple and then junior here. And it's, when you're young, it's all about just having fun. And when you're playing and you're enjoying it, that's when you're going to get better. And, you just keep working. Each level is going to be different, but playing in the Oakville system, it sets you up really well for being able to play for the Blades. So, it's a spot where if you're playing when you're, 16 and you don't have an option to go, or you might have an option to go to a different junior team. Like it's worth it staying and, you know, playing a year midget in Oakville and then playing for the Blades. And the development here is great. And there's lots of, you know, people that are taking over here that are, you know, pushing it towards the right direction. And, you know, it was a great place to play and grow up.
Izzy, for you, what would you say to the kids coming up saying, I don't have to move to a Powassan, let's just say, or I can stay at home?
Yeah. I mean, kind of like Rick's, right? Like I didn't play AAA till grade 11 there, so it was a little bit of a late bloomer. But I would tell kids just, you know, staying in Oakville. Like I didn't end up getting on Oakville till would have been my second year out of high school, so a little bit later. But I mean, it's never too late, right? And Oakville is an association which, if you're either 16 or you're an overager, you're going to get ample opportunity to get looks from, you know, Division I schools, Division III, CIS, like whichever route you take. Oakville's it's a solid spot to learn, develop, and like Rick said, with you know, with Storzy and Sloanery, that, you know, they're definitely pushing in the right direction. And obviously Tino and Jordan were too. But I think, yeah, it's just overall you're going to develop here. You're going to, you know, you play an Olympic-sized rink, which not a lot of teams say they can. So definitely helps your conditioning. You know, just the people in the organization. You're going to go out west or wherever you want to go, and you'll probably end up finding the same thing, and you don't have to, you know, save yourself the money on the flights and stuff and billeting. But yeah, no, I think if someone were to choose Oakville, it would never be a bad decision.
Obviously, because of this pandemic, stuff has been pushed back and obviously canceled. Are you boys still on the right track? Do you guys have dates on when you're going to school, or is that still pushed later on?
Yeah, so for me, we were supposed to go down mid-August on the 15th, but we've been pushed back, and now our date to go is the same as every other student at the school, which is, you know, between like August 27th and the 1st of September. So at least they've made a decision that we are going, unless anything changes from then, if, you know, something spikes or whatnot. But that's the plan for me. And then, I mean, hockey will sort of be a second decision. At least we're getting down to campus, and that's it.
Same time frame for you, Izzy?
Yeah. I mean, they've kind of told us from the get-go that it looks like around August 17th we got a report. And I mean, it hasn't changed as of now. But you know the world is right now, like things can just change on a dime. So
yeah.
I mean, as of now, it's business as usual, and we're going to go up there, and training camp's going to open. And I mean, they haven't made an official announcement on anything with the season yet, but yeah, just keeping the ears open, and we'll see. We'll kind of monitor it regarding any developments over the next probably couple weeks. We'll probably get a better idea of what's going to happen in the fall.
Well, let's hope the season doesn't get pushed back, and if it does, let's say even a month, or we don't want it more than that. And you know, we want you boys to go to the schools and succeed, as a lot of Oakville Blades players have done. I just want to say thanks to both of you for being great with myself, with Ice, my partner, Matthew Amadzai, for 4 years, well, 3 years since I've been there, Ricks, and Izzy, 2 for you. You guys are great young kids, respectable, great on the ice, off the ice. So I just want to say thanks, and I'll be following you boys, that's for sure.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, no, it was great seeing you around the rink every weekend, and, you know, supporting us the way you did. So thank you.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss those post-game interviews, that's for sure.
Those were gems. Those were gems. But you're gonna, hopefully you get more post-game interviews, and who knows, maybe I'll be in the big leagues one day and interviewing you guys once again. That's the plan, right?
Exactly.
There we go. Boys, seriously though, thank you for joining me on my new sports talk show, and best of luck moving forward.
Thanks, Fire.
Awesome. Thanks, Fire.
All right, everybody. Harrison Israels, the OJHL MVP, and so much more, and the Oakville Blades former captain and the franchise all-time leading in games played, Jack Ricketts. Thanks, boys, for joining us. This was episode number 6 of Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk. You can follow us on all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And episode 7 and 8 are coming very, very shortly. Boys, thank you very much. Everybody, happy Canada Day. Mamma mia.
Smith hits it in. A chance here can develop, but the Blades will look to take it. And Ricketts finds Israel's. Breakaway Israel's. A chance. Backhand. Rebound. Scores! And the Oakville Blades win it here in Toronto. Blades win. Blades win. Blades win. Garvey to Josh Belgrade. Into the zone. Belgrade. Wyatt Allen. These two had some history from Sunday. Blades are in. Chor the shot. Scores! Luke Chor. Chor. He's in and makes the game 3-1 for the Oakville Blades. A little spin-a-rama. Down low in front of Colton. It's Mamma Mia. What a goal. Game is opening up in a big way for both teams. Ricketts centering. What a pass. Israel's breakaway. The move. Scores! What a goal for the Alaska-Fairbanks commit. The assistant captain, Harrison Israels, with an absolute dandy. Split from right to left and had Colton Ince legs popped wide open. Now low to Lyons. Jack Lyons centering. Scores! The double jacks combine. As that puck popped up like a jack in a box. And it's Jack Ricketts from Jack Lyons.
That was Mamma Mia. This is Fire Talk with Nicholas Fiore. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next episode.